Sheila Johnson is an entrepreneur, the first black woman billionaire. And now Nancy Giles tells us the author of a new book with a title that says a lot about who she is.
Just outside of our nation's capital, amid Virginia's rolling hills and picturesque stone walls, is a place that time seems to have forgotten.
And I'll tell you, in the fall when the trees turn, it's just spectacular.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The place Sheila Johnson calls home. When you first came out here, what did you think?
This is where I needed to live.
It feels like a sanctuary.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
She came here in 1996 to find refuge. At the time, BET, Black Entertainment Television, the company she and Robert L. Johnson had co-founded, was hugely successful, but their struggling marriage was the talk of the town.
The rumor mill was off the chart. People would tell me. I saw them at the Super Bowl. Oh, I saw her come down in his shirt. And I said, I need a place where I can be alone, at peace.
Right. Oh.
And this is my secret garden.
And you come out there in the mornings?
That's where I have my coffee, yes. Yeah.
Today, Sheila Johnson is a very successful businesswoman and part owner of 3 sports teams.
On this wall are the championship mystics.
And you look like you've been crying.
I have been.
The first black woman to make it into the very exclusive, very white, and very male Billionaires Club. And yet, she says, tongues are still wagging.
You know, they look at me and they go, okay, you were so-called the first black billionaire and everything, and you've had it so easy. Oh. No, I haven't.
Do people say that? You've had it so easy?
You have no idea. There's so many stories out there. They need to hear from me.
Her book, Walk Through Fire, published by our sister company Simon & Schuster, takes its title from the legend of the salamander.
It's the only animal mythically that walks through fire and still comes out alive.
It's also the name of her impressive collection of 5-star luxury resorts.
Hi, how are you?
We joined Sheila Johnson last month as she welcomed guests to her flagship Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg, Virginia, for a weekend of good food and wisdom from some of the country's top chefs.
This has been a marriage in culinary heaven.
It's been 10 years since the doors first opened. It was not an easy road.
Oh, no.
In some ways, the town of Middleburg had welcomed her.
But the thing that really bothered me was driving into town every day and seeing a Confederate flag in a gun shop. When I saw that flag, I said, God, where did I move to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just decided to buy the building, and it's now a wonderful market. That's the beauty of having a little money.
Getting the town's approval to build a resort was another matter.
I thought I had left one fire. I jumped into a great big one, and I forgot I was south of the Mason-Dixon line. They came after me with all barrels, and they signed petitions. We had hearings. I won by 1 vote.
One thing to know about Sheila Johnson, giving up is not in her DNA. Your mom walked through fire in many ways.
Oh, my goodness. Her life, you know, had a huge impact on me. Here she was at the top of the social circle as a woman, as a mother married to a doctor.
Theirs was an African-American success story, though that success was hard-won. By the time she was 10, Sheila Crump had moved 13 times.
We moved about every 10 months.
Right, because of the work situations for your father,
Yeah, because my father couldn't practice in white hospitals, and he couldn't even operate on white patients.
Finally, her father got a permanent job in Chicago, and they were able to buy a house and settle down. She took up the violin and excelled at it. And then, without warning, her father announced he was leaving the family.
It brought us all to our knees because it was just one night, and he says, I'm leaving.
Her mother had a breakdown.
She had always been my backbone, and I was losing her. It just really kind of destroyed me in a way. And then I realized, I said, Sheila, you know, you can't play the victim here.
With the help of her violin teacher, she got a music scholarship to the University of Illinois, where she met an upperclassman named Bob Johnson. You were pretty young.
Really young.
Yeah.
How about 16 and a half.
What was your first impression of him?
I was always looking for someone with ambition, but I was also going through something else psychologically. Because my father had left, I felt unloved. He wanted me. And because of him wanting me, I wanted him.
Their marriage lasted for 33 years.
And I really shouldn't have let it go on as long as I did. I didn't want to be a failure. And I kept saying, I can get through this. Mm-hmm. And I was really behind him. So much so that I got erased out of the picture.
Their divorce was finalized in 2002. By coincidence or fate, the end of that chapter was the beginning of another.
As I walked into the courtroom, I looked at the judge and I looked at my lawyer. I said, I think I know this guy.
The guy was Judge William T. Newman, Jr.
Many, many years ago, we happened to be in a play together. And when the case was over, she said, "Excuse me, Your Honor, can I approach the bench?" And I said, "Sure."
I said, "Do you remember me?" He goes, "Oh, yes, I do."
She invited him to a gala she was hosting.
And I put on the invitation, William T. Newman, Jr., and guest.
Bill told his mother about it.
I said, "Well, I guess I'll take so-and-so, who I just started to date."
You were actually going to take someone else?
Well, yeah. And my mother said, "Oh, no, you go to that party alone."
3 years later, they married. A lavish wedding that was the social event of the season.
And I said, I love this man so much, we are going to celebrate. We had 750 people at that wedding. It was, I have to say, the most beautiful wedding.
It's a nursery.
It is.
These days, Sheila Johnson is looking forward, not back, and she has no intention of slowing down.
I've come to reconcile the fact that we do need to walk through fire in order to come out stronger at the other end.